This is the concept of asexuality portrayed through Jessica Rabbit in a poem called Jessica Rabbit Escapes the Cartoon. So I'm going to try and be sultry, but I'm the least sultry thing in the universe. I'm sorry. Another man set off my booby trap today, stuck his hand right between my breasts and asked why I was smiling when he didn't ask. He didn't say much after that. When I walk down the street, every man stares at my anatomically incorrect body. They don't see my ever-present heart in my throat, only the breasts blocking them. And they're always staring because I have to walk everywhere. The dangers of hailing a cab could mean too much hubba-hubba and friendliness in the back seat. So I take my chances walking in the streets. You see how I have to send them to the hospital now. A man screams at me if I married Roger because I like to fuck like a rabbit. And I say no, I just like to laugh. One night, a heavy breather asked if I wanted to heavy breathe with him after a show, and I couldn't say anything, because that's expected of me, isn't it? The sexy singer is supposed to expose myself for sex, except I have a husband. That's a problem, isn't it? Or at least it used to be. God, he must be a better lover than a driver. That must be the only reason I'm with him, isn't it? Does he let me climb on top and control the gear shift, or do I just lay down and take it? Well, I say get your minds out of the gutter and pick your jaws up. This is a Disney movie. There's no such thing as bestiality. My husband is a better lover than a driver because he's the only man who's ever given me flowers before trying to get in me. He may not be able to drive a car, but he sure can sweet talk me. Respects me enough to stay away from my femininity. There's a reason I keep traps in my breasts. It's the only way I can keep someone from snatching my snatch from me. Roger is more of a man than any of these animals could ever hope to be. And I talk about this like it's reality because I was never as good at comedy. That's my husband's forte. When I told my husband, I'm not sexy, I'm just drawn that way, he took a step back and let go of my body and asked me how I wanted to be touched. I cried and said, don't. My husband is a better lover than a driver because he only sleeps with me in bed, and that's it. We don't roll in the hay or see cartoon stars and birds, just the expanses of our dreams. My husband doesn't have to see me naked to tell me that I'm drawn beautiful. I'm not sexual, I'm just drawn that way. I'm not asking for it, I'm just drawn that way. I'm not a sex idol, I'm just drawn that way. When you call me bad, when you say I'm drawn that way, it makes my knees shake. I can feel my voice dry up in my throat, no longer sultry, just scared. If I told you sex scared me, would you believe me? Or would my drawing deceive you? Not every woman who shows cleavage wants it, yet I still have to protect it anyway. Anyway, with traps and tasers and my husband, I cling to him for more than one reason. Once a man named Eddie Valiant took pictures of me, made me a cartoon caricature of sexy, and still called himself Valiant. He didn't have to be hit up for weeks afterwards. There are some days where not even having a husband present can protect you. Where saying no doesn't always mean no. Where my no has always been no and always will be no. I'm not sexual, I'm just drawn that way because my artist forgot to add the asexual. Men's tongues hang out of their mouths like dogs in heat, tails wagging as they watch my tail. They ask Roger who framed him such a nice bitch. He says sometimes love is not about sex, it's just about being drawn together, and they don't believe him. Sometimes it's hard for me to believe him either.
Yeah.